Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Faversham Town Council Planning Committee meeting. The Mayor will allow a maximum of 15 minutes if we have any questions from the public. Can I ask if there are any questions?
Hi, I was just going to say there's no link for this meeting on the website, so I've had to come in through Facebook. It's not on the agenda or on the Town Council website. But I don't have any questions about the planning.
I think it is on the agenda, isn't it?
It's on my agenda.
Oh,
Den printed it off for me, and it's there on the agenda, meeting ID and passcode.
Okay, I couldn't see it on the. All right.
It's on the one.
It's not hyperlinkable though on when you, because it's a PDF.
Right.
It would be helpful if it was always you could always access it as a hyperlink.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't do technical. It's here in black and white, and that's all I can do. Sorry. Right. So we can start with the agenda. Apologies for absence.
Apologies received from Councillor Irwin and Perkin.
Thank you. Declarations of pecuniary and non-pecuniary interests. Councillor Saunders.
Yeah, against application 505-806 114 Lower Road. Because of my political affiliation, I'll declare a non-pecuniary interest and won't comment on the application.
Right, thank you. No others?
Just, I didn't really understand that relationship to a road address, Julian. Sorry.
You're muted. You're muted, Julian.
I'm not sure it's appropriate to put it in the public arena, but there's the applicant is, to my knowledge, a member of the Labour Party, which is why I don't want to take part in the discussion.
Right. No others. Thank you. So item 3, to receive and accept as a true record of the Town Council planning meeting of the 1st of November. I've looked through those. I don't know if anyone has any issues with anything, but it was fairly straightforward, actually. Quite a short meeting, not too long. I'm happy to propose we accept those minutes. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
Second.
Councillor Martin. And can we all vote on that? Thank you. Is that it?
I can vote, actually. I wasn't there, but
No, you weren't. So no. And
I wasn't there.
And Councillor Williams, but we were. So that's enough, isn't it, Adrian?
Yeah, that's all that's there. That's all that's there.
Yep, that's right. We were limited, weren't we? And item 4, to receive the planning schedule dated the 1st of November. Again, I looked through, this looks absolutely fine. Exactly as we said.
I propose we accept that as the planning schedule.
Thank you. I'm happy to second that. No queries. Can we all vote on that? 1, 2, 3 again. We're there. Thank you. To consider and to make representation to the relevant authorities on planning applications contained in the enclosed list dated the 1st of November. I've got mine. Right. One is 2150-5801 TCA Cookstitch House, East Street, conservation area notification, removal of 2 lime trees. Any comments? Councillor Williams.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to propose that we object to the application based on the fact that I understand and I sympathise with the reasons for removing these trees. And I can see that they're proposing to plant new ones at the front, but because there's a lack of understanding of how much these trees are causing structural damage, I mentioned about the wall and the building. I think based on the information I've seen, I would be minded to object because there's no evidence that it is causing the major problem.
Any other comments? Thank you. So do we have a seconder to object? Councillor Saunders? Thank you. Can we all vote on that? So that, yeah, it could be checked, I'm sure. 2150 5879 TCA, 27 Newton Road, conservation area notification for one liquid amber tree to crown reduced to previous points and shape, leaving a 3-metre radio dark crown. Councillor Williams.
Thank you. I'd propose no objection. It seems that it's something that's been done before, so it seems appropriate.
Just taking it back. Any other comments? No. Do we have a seconder? No objection, Councillor Martin. And if we could all vote on that, thank you. No objection. 2150 5371 full and 2150 5372 LBC. The White House, Western Link Faversham, erection of a garden wall and replacement driveway gates, part retrospective. They have already started. So I personally couldn't see any reason to object when we looked on last night. Does anyone have any other comments? Councillor Saunders.
You're on mute.
Apologies. Yeah, I broadly agree with you, Madam Mayor. I mean, reading the application, it looked as though they were trying to do the right thing in terms of the heritage of the property and to replace something that was less suitable. I mean, I think it would be sensible for us to ask that, you know, the conservation officer is happy with what they're doing, but I support your suggestion that we don't object.
Thank you. Have we got any other comments? No. So can we vote on that?
Just I've got a
Sorry.
just a slight comment from me. I mean,
Right.
it's just disappointing that people start building without permission.
Mm,
I mean, it's not
no.
ideal, is it? I just think they should be notified about that.
Yes. Just to say, in future, please get permission first. Yes.
Well, should we note? We should perhaps note that as well in our
Yeah.
response that we're disappointed.
Mm.
Yeah, I've got no objection, not like you guys, and it's, you know,
No.
it feels petty in some ways to talk about the, you know, but it's not particularly responsible to start building without permission. But anyway,
Is it though the owner, or is it, if it's a person doing the work, should they advise that planning permission is given before they start the work, or is it totally down to the owner to know they actually need planning permission? I'm not quite sure on that. Councillor Martin.
Yeah, I think with a lot of these retrospectives, if you read planning guidance that's available on the internet and don't realise that, for example, you're in a conservation area or a specific area, it's very easy to make the assumption that you can use permitted development rights and you don't need planning permission, and it often only comes to light when either work starts or somebody says, what are you doing? You're not allowed to do that. And I do sometimes think that ignorance is no defense, but I think sometimes ignorance is, we do get it. I think some in the past, certainly, I believe some sales people, and I'll choose those words carefully, of housing improvements such as double glazing, what have you, have misled people into thinking that they don't need planning permission when they actually do, because they're just trying to get the money in the bank. it's regrettable, and I think it's less prevalent now than it was maybe 20 years ago. But certainly I had to do a lawful development study when I sold my mother's house, so I know exactly how these things happen. Thank you.
Right, so we're fine that we don't object, but we'd like that proviso that they are in future prepared to look for planning before they start. Can we vote on that then? Thank you. Great, thank you. 2150 4794 full. 7 John Hall Close, Faversham. Change of use from a taxi maintenance garage class B1 to use from MOT testing for class 4 vehicles, class B2. Well, I had to look at this, and looking at the plans with Dan, he kind of got me on. Doesn't look a lot of change to me, and I don't understand too much about the difference from being an MOT garage for a maintenance garage, taxi maintenance garage. I don't know if anyone else has got any comments.
It's fine broadly with the,
Sorry. Councillor Barker?
I was fine broadly with the application. There are already 2 other garages down that street, really, aren't there?
Mm-hmm.
On the opposite side, there's some sort of garage function there, and then Easton and Creed, I think, is, by the look of this drawing, number 2 or 3 on that same side. Yeah, I mean, it feels fine to me. I've got no objection.
No.
Objection.
Thank you. Councillor Saunders?
I kind of assume the main reason it's coming to us is because of the change of use. But the change of use is quite, for
minimal.
the layperson, quite minor, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
it
dealing
is.
with car vehicles and their
Yes.
testing and repair. So I can't see why we would object.
No. Thank you. Can we all vote on that? Thank you. 2150 58 82 full, 33 Cluny Road, demolition of single-storey rear annex and erection of single-storey rear extension, including external alterations. Councillor Williams?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I can't see any reason why we'd object. I think it's a sort of end of, I don't know if it's sort of end of terrace house, but there's a lot of houses in that area that had extensions in different forms, and obviously it's not in the conservation area. So I think I'd propose no objection.
Any other comments? No. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Martin. Could we all vote on that then? Thank you. I've got that. 2150 5598 full, 96 West Street, erection of a single-storey side extension, 2-storey infill extension to create a stairwell and associated alterations, including new window openings to rear elevation. And we have already had this brought to us before. Councillor Martin.
Yeah, I propose that we send the same comment to this as we did for 2150 5599/LBC as per our meeting of the 1st of November.
Thank you. Do we, Councillor Saunders?
I noted that a neighbour had objected to this because they felt it might be have an impact on their house. And particularly the degree of light and shades next to their property. So it's very difficult because we've actually seemed to have about 3, if not 4, applications related to this property, and it's very difficult overall to actually work out what's going on as a layperson. So I think we should at least, as a minimum, at least go back to the planning officers and say, we'd like the concerns of the neighbour to be addressed, and it confirmed that this is an appropriate kind of development.
Yes. Do we have a seconder for that? I'm happy to second
Can you
that.
just confirm what we're doing then, sorry?
So sorry, we were going back to them. But again, Councillor Saunders, could you just say exactly what you've just said?
Okay, well, I
We
think
need conservation.
I would suggest at this stage that we object until the Swale planning officers are confirmed that they feel this is an appropriate development, you know, in particular noting the neighbours' concerns.
So are we sending no objection? Or
Well, I'm
object-
proposing objection, so I'd be interested to see what other people think.
Yeah,
If
Can
we
we
don't, if other people don't agree with me, I'd be happy
Okay.
that it wasn't an
Yeah.
objection, but we still make similar comments.
no objection, but with the comments that we need the conservation officer and
Well, Councillor Saunders is proposing
I'm
objection.
proposing that we object.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think, wasn't that what Councillor Martin was proposing as well, that we go back with the same objection we had last time? Have we not?
did we have an objection last time?
I think last time we said no objection.
No objection, yeah.
Provided that I think we could go with an objection, because I think when we discussed it last time, we were slightly perturbed by the angles of windows and doors and things. And I think I'm quite happy to, I'd be quite happy to second the objection.
From Councillor Saunders. Could we all vote on that then? That's the way we'll go. Thank you. 2150 5606 57 Park Road, erection of part single story, part 2 story side and rear extension, loft conversion with rear dormer. That's happy, isn't it? Any comments? Councillor Williams.
Thank you. I would propose no objection. I can't really see any reason to object. It seems that it's one of those, it's kind of one of the houses that's got kind of, it's semi-detached, so it's kind of got a bit more room than some of the other sort of terraced houses along there. And I think the neighbour, or at least one of the houses nearby, has had a similar kind of extension. So I don't really see it as being a bit of any sort of impact to anything. And obviously the dormer's at the rear, so it's not looking out onto the Park Road. So I would propose no objection.
Any other comments? Councillor Martin?
Yeah, I note that the applicant has included details of previous applications which were refused, and they have there was a I believe that's the one with the pre-application details on it. So I would second the no objection.
Thank you. Do we vote on that if there's no other comment? Thank you. 2150 5629 is 27 Whitstable Road, demolition of an existing conservatory and erection of a single story rear extension. Like for like almost. Any comments? No? Anyone like to provoke? Councillor Williams?
I propose no objection. I think it's another one of these that's not out of the ordinary for that sort of road, because there's other similar extensions, so I can't see any reason to object.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for that? Councillor Martin, can we all vote on? No objection. Thank you. 2150 5667 5A Tanner Street, insertion of replacement windows to front and rear. Any comments? Councillor Saunders.
You're on mute, I think.
You're on mute.
Good.
Sorry, you're mute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's one of these applications where I presume the Swale officers will support it because it's an improvement. But these, I think, are PVC
They are.
windows. So I think we should probably not object, but say I would propose that we say we would definitely
Like-
encourage
yeah.
replacement with wooden, original
Right.
windows.
Quite, that would have been my comment.
Happy to second that.
Any other comments? And you were second, councillor Barker. Thank you. Can we all vote on that? Thank you. 2150 5745 full and 2150 5746 LBC. 20 West Street, partial change of use of first and second floor offices to one dwelling, including internal alterations. Any comments? Thank you, councillor Williams.
Thank you. I think that when we get these sort of applications for change of use in terms of getting a residential in the town centre, I think it's really welcome because, you know, clearly there's a lot of space in that building, and if it's not being used effectively, it could provide accommodation, residential for somebody. Obviously, it's a listed building. I mean, from my own point of view, from the basic knowledge I have on listed buildings, I couldn't see any reason to object. So I would propose no objection.
Thank you. Any comments? Councillor Barker?
Really happy to accept. I think
Yes.
Councillor is
Thank you.
absolutely right. It's worth, you know, more people we can get into the town centre, those dwellings, and those type of dwellings, size of dwellings will be important at the moment. So yeah.
Thank you. Any other comments? No. Oh, councillor Martin?
Actually, I think I would go with the point of rather than saying no objection, actually say support this application. These sort of town centre residences, and given that this particular building and its adjacent building have been subject to a couple of applications already, which have increased the housing stock, I think we can support this because it actually makes some form of sense here now.
Thank you.
I'm happy to change my proposal to support.
Support. Thank you. Are we happy? Can we vote on that? Who's happy to support? Yes, we are. Thank you. 2150 5806 full 114 Lower Road, Faversham. Section 73, application for variation of condition 6 to allow change of opening hours from 11 until 11 AM till 21 in the evening hours. The change will be from 11 till 23 hours in the evening. Pursuant to SW05/1274 for extension to existing shop front and formation of takeaway class 5A, class A5. Any, obviously, councillor Saunders, you are, well, you can have comments if you wish.
No,
Anyone
I'll
else?
turn off.
Okay. Councillor Martin?
Yeah, I think we should actually support this application. It's a responsible business at the moment. I can't see that, given its location, I've never had any complaints come to me about disturbance or what have you. And given the reasoning given by the applicant, I'd actually say that what all they're trying to do is rectify what has been a change over the last 18 months, where let's face it, people are asking for meals to be delivered or to pick up meals at times where they didn't previously. And I think it's a welcome change and will stop people having to go into the town centre between the hours of 9 and 11. So from a public safety point of view, I think providing that service there, I think we should actually say we support that one. Thank you.
Any other comments? Councillor Williams?
Happy to second that proposal.
I'm happy for that. Well, can we vote on that? Thank you. Can't see councillor Saunders. Hopefully you can, Adrian. 21, 50, 58, 37
Come
full.
back.
Oh, you're back. Sorry. Yeah. 3 Bergamot Road, Faversham, removal of rear window and door and installation of a bifold. Any comments? Councillor Martin.
Although it's a relatively new building, looking at their proposal, I can't see a reason for us to object. In fact, so I would say I propose no objection on this one.
Any comment? Yes, we're all happy with that. I'm surprised that bifolds aren't part of the new builds now, because they are so good for sort of the space out into the garden being bought almost inside. Yeah, I'm surprised they've not put bifolds in those new developments, really. Right, so can we all vote that we support that? Thank you. I think that's the last item. Hang on, are we here?
It's just the parking.
As a partner.
Yes,
A on
consider-
33A Fielding Street.
Building Street.
Removal of.
Councillor Saunders.
I was just going to ask Adrian whether we've got any further information about why.
Get anything,
Well, I
all
want
what
to-
was out, we didn't get a map or anything, but I
Right.
presume the person's moved away normally in these
Right.
circumstances and it's no longer needed.
Okay, I mean, there's
Give it
severe
up as well.
parking pressure in this
Yeah.
in this road, and there's a lot of
There is.
parking, illegal parking. So I think if it could be made easier for residents to park, I would certainly support it.
Councillor Martin.
I'd second the support
Yes.
on that one. If that needs removing, let's remove it.
Yes,
Disabled parking bays are obviously very necessary at times, but if this one is now redundant, let us
Yes.
agree with the census file our comment that we have no objection to removing it, or we would support removal. Thank you.
right, can we all vote on that? Absolutely. Yes, unanimous, thank you. Right, that concludes this evening's planning. Thank you, everyone, for attending. I will see 1 or 2 of you at 7 o'clock for the next meeting. Good evening, thank you very much. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.